Why do some people achieve more success in their personal lives and careers than others? This question has made many great minds throughout human history ponder. 300 years ago, Ariston wrote that the supreme purpose of human life is to live happily. He believed that the important question each of us must answer is, how should we live to be happy? Your ability to ask this question and seek the right answer for yourself, and then follow that answer wherever it leads, greatly influences whether you achieve happiness and to what extent and how soon. Start by defining your own version of success. How do you define success? If you could wave a magic wand and make life perfect in every aspect, what would that life look like? If your business, job, and career were successful, how would they look? What kind of work would you do? Which company? At what position? How much money would you earn? What would your colleagues be like? And most importantly, what would you need to increase or decrease to build the perfect career for yourself? If your family life were warm and comfortable, what would it be like? Where would you live and how would you live? What would your lifestyle be? What would you want to have and do with your family members? If you were not limited and had a magic wand in your hand, how would you change your current family life? Yes, if your health were perfect, how would you describe that state of health? How would you feel? How much would you weigh? How would your physical health and appearance differ from now? Above all, what can you do right now to achieve ideal health and energy levels? If your financial situation were extraordinary, how much money would you have in the bank every month, every year? How much would you earn from investments? If you had enough money to never worry about finances again, how much would that amount be? What can you start doing today to build your ideal economic life? Interestingly, most people start from scratch or have very few assets. Most of the richest people in America and around the world belong to the first generation, meaning they started with nothing. They had very little wealth and reaped everything they were using. The richest people in America, mostly super billionaires from the first generation like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Michael Dell, and Mark Zuckerberg, all started with little capital, sometimes not a penny in their pockets. Sometimes they even had debts like Sam Walton, who went from rags to riches, worth over $100 billion when he passed away. Why can these people achieve so much while many others have little achievement? Stanley and Danko asked these people, why do they feel they have the ability to create financial freedom while most people around them, even with the same starting point, are still struggling? All 85% of these new generation millionaires gave answers roughly like, I don't have a higher education than 20 smarter, but I'm willing to work harder than anyone else. Diligence is the key. You have to have self-discipline to work hard. You can only succeed if you overcome the tendency to take shortcuts and choose the easy way out. You can achieve sustainable success only when you have the discipline to consistently make efforts over a long period of time. I started from zero. For many years, I had to do manual labor jobs to earn enough money to make ends meet. When I couldn't find any more manual labor jobs, I switched to sales. Here, I was stuck in a cycle for months. I started asking the question, why are some salespeople better than others? One day, an outstanding salesperson told me that the top 20% of salespeople receive 80% of the commission the company shares. I've never heard of this before. So that means the 80% of employees below are content with the remaining 20% of the revenue sharing money after the top group dominates the lion's share. At that moment, I decided that I had to be among the top 20% of the best salespeople. This rule changed my life. The rule is like this. If you do what successful people do, repeatedly, nothing can stop you from achieving success like they do. But if you don't do what successful people do, nothing can help you. I also follow this law. You reap what you sow. What you encounter today is the result of your past sowing. So if you're not happy with what you're reaping now, you have the right to decide to start a new season today. Do more of the things that lead you to success and stop doing things that don't lead you anywhere. The secret of success, oil magnate Effort, once the richest self-made billionaire in the world, was asked by a TV reporter about the secrets of success. He replied, success only requires three things. First, decide exactly what you want in life. Second, determine the price you have to pay to get what you want. Third, and most importantly, be determined to pay that price. Once you have decided what you want, success is not like a restaurant where you pay after the meal. Instead, success is like a self-service restaurant where you have to pay before the meal. Din Lai once said, there is no elevator to success, but the stairs are always there. Mental and physical health need to be continuously cared for to achieve success, like training a healthy, balanced body. So it's like bathing, brushing teeth, taking supplements. These are things you need to do regularly every day. Once you start, you have to continue consistently until you achieve all the success you desire in life and career. Become an expert in your field, constantly sharpening your skills, just like physical training. So if you stop exercising, working out for a while, you can't maintain your health as before. You start to decline, your body and muscles become flabby and weak, you lose energy, motivation, and endurance to maintain physical health. You have to keep striving every day, every week, and every month. You've heard people say that nothing succeeds like success. It means the biggest reward of success isn't the money you earn, but the talented person you become in the process of effort. Achieve A and practice discipline whenever necessary. Chapter 2, Self-Discipline and Character. Pursue a higher standard than what others expect of you. Never make excuses, never complain, never blame others. Be strict with yourself and lenient with everyone else. Developing character is a responsibility in life. The ability to build a reputation, to become a person of good character and esteem, is the greatest achievement in both social and business life. Your character today, the deepest essence of who you are, is the sum total of all your choices and decisions in life up to this point. Every time you make the right choice and act with integrity, you strengthen your character and become a better person. The opposite is also true. Every time you compromise, choose the easy way out, settle for mediocrity instead of what you know is right, you weaken and soften your character. Noble traits encompass a range of virtues and values that a person of good character typically possesses. Among them are honesty, integrity, kindness, tolerance, gentleness, perseverance, and friendliness. However, when assessing the depth and strength of character, above all these values lies the most important virtue, integrity. More than anything else, your level of integrity to live authentically with yourself and others will define your character in some way. Integrity is truly the value that underpins all other values. When your level of integrity is high, you will be more authentic with yourself and tends to live in alignment with all the other values you admire and respect. However, becoming a person of good character requires you to have very high self-discipline, to have a strong will. Only then can you consistently do the right thing in every situation. You must have both discipline and willpower to resist the lure of quick money, choosing the easy way out, or acting for short-term gains in life. It's a litmus test to assess who you truly are in the depths of your soul. Wisdom can be gained through self-study and reflection, but character can only be forged through the give and take of daily life. When you're forced to choose and decide among various possibilities and temptations, learning about the values you admire, you come to know about values by focusing on them. The law of focus. Whatever you pay attention to tends to grow in your life, meaning when you learn about and read stories about people embodying the kind of values you admire and respect, then reflect on those stories and actions. Those values will become deeply ingrained in your mind. Once these values are programmed into your subconscious, you'll naturally respond in accordance with those values. In crucial situations, the core of character is truthfulness. Every time you speak the truth, no matter how inconvenient it may be, you feel better about yourself and perceive the respect of those around you. One of the highest compliments you can give to someone is to say that he or she always speaks the truth. Lead by example to the person you admire the most. The majority of your character is shaped based on the role model you admire the most. Even if they are still alive or have passed away, whoever they are, take a look back at your past, your life. List the people you admire the most, and right next to their names, write down the virtues or values that you consider to be their most exemplary traits. If you could spend an afternoon with anyone, whether living or deceased, who would you choose? Why would you choose that person? What would you discuss during that afternoon? What questions would you ask? Or what would you want to learn from them? Reflect on this. Why would that person want to spend an entire afternoon with you? What qualities and values have you cultivated to make yourself valuable and interesting? What helps you to consistently practice the values that you respect? You develop values by practicing. When a problem arises, people tend to automatically react based on the highest values they have developed. Up to that point, we build values by repetition, by acting on a certain value time and time again until it becomes an ingrained habit, and we will automatically perform it. Character-trained individuals will act in accordance with their highest values, and they do so without thinking or contemplating. They never question whether what they're doing is right or not. Trust is the deciding factor, and experience is the lubricant of human relationships. In places where there is a high level of trust between people, economic activity will flourish and opportunities will be evenly distributed among everyone. Conversely, in places with low levels of trust, economic resources are wasted on protecting people from theft and corruption, or there are simply no other economic resources available. Self-esteem, the inner mirror, the second part of character, is self-perception and reflection, especially before significant events occur. People tend to outwardly express themselves in the way they perceive themselves internally. This is often referred to as our inner mirror, where we fear that we might act in any way. When you perceive yourself as gentle, positive, honest, and possessing high integrity, you will project a greater source of power or capability. Others will respect you more. You feel more in control of yourself and the situation. Whenever you truly behave in accordance with your highest values, your self-image will improve. You perceive and think of yourself in a better light. You feel happier and more confident. Then your outward behavior and expressions will reflect your ever-increasing awareness of yourself as the best person you can become. People tend to accept your self-esteem. At least initially, if you perceive and think of yourself as an excellent person, possessing high qualities, then you will treat others with humility, kindness, and respect in return. They will also treat you as a person of honor and dignity. Self-esteem, the level of your self-love, the third part of character, is your self-esteem. This is how you perceive yourself, the core of your emotions. Your self-esteem is defined as the level of your self-love, but it's more than that. The more you perceive yourself as important and positive, when you truly see yourself as important and valuable, then you will treat others that way. They are just as important as your self-esteem, often defined by the appropriateness of your self-image. Try to shape your behavior according to your ideal self-image. Visualize the best person you can become. What you focus on will grow stronger. If today you find yourself not living up to your highest values, then at this moment, decide to confront the situation and resolve it. The moment you do that, you will once again feel happy and regain control. Following the law of focus, what you focus on will flourish and grow in your life. When you think about and discuss the virtues and values that you admire and respect the most, you also establish those values deep in your subconscious until those values begin to operate automatically in every situation. Whenever you practice self-discipline and willpower to live in accordance with the values you most want to be known for, you quickly begin to tread the path of becoming a talented person. The backbone of self-discipline and responsibility, the ability and will to cultivate self-discipline to take responsibility for your life, is necessary to achieve happiness, health, success, accomplishment, and leadership ability. Taking responsibility is the most difficult discipline, but without it, there can be no success. Both evading responsibility and passing responsibility for things that make you unhappy to others, to organizations, and to circumstances will completely distort the law of karma, weaken character, reduce determination, and degrade your dignity. It makes you constantly make excuses for very small things. You are taught to believe that you are not responsible for your life. This is very common and natural. When you were young, your parents were the ones responsible. They made all the decisions. They chose the food you ate, the clothes you wore, the toys you played with, the style of your home, the school you attended, and the activities you engaged in during your leisure time. Because you were naive, you did everything they wanted you to do. You had very few choices and little control. However, as you matured, you began to make more and more decisions in all aspects of life. Nevertheless, due to the previous conditioning, you feel conditionally and subconsciously that someone else is still responsible for your life. There's always someone who can or should care for you. When things go wrong, everyone grown-ups believe that if something happens, someone else must be responsible, someone else must be blamed, someone else is the culprit, and they are the victim. As a result, most people increasingly blame everything unhappy in their lives, in the past and even the present. If we think that others are better than us for whatever reason, we unconsciously assume that we must be worse than them. If they are more valuable than us, it means we assume we are less valuable. This sense of inferiority or worthlessness is the root cause of problems in our lives, as well as political and social issues worldwide at national and international levels. To escape from the feelings of guilt and worthlessness instilled in the aftermath of harsh criticism from childhood, we attack the world, attack people and situations whenever we are unhappy or dissatisfied with our lives. Our first reaction is to look around and ask, who should be blamed? This is where most religions teach the concept of sin, affirming that whenever there is a mistake, someone must take responsibility. Someone did something wrong, someone is guilty, someone must be punished. The entire concept of sin and blame leads to stronger emotions than ever: anger, resentment, and the experience of running away. Negative emotions, everyone desires the same thing, which is to live happily and benefit in the simplest way. This happiness blossoms when there are no negative emotions. When there are no negative emotions, what remains are positive emotions afterward. Eliminating negative emotions is your top priority if you want to achieve happiness. There are dozens of negative emotions, but the most common ones are guilt, hatred, resentment, and denial. But ultimately, they all converge into anger, either inwardly or outwardly. Anger turns inward when you suppress it instead of expressing it to others. In a constructive spirit, anger turns outward when you only like or attack others. Resolving negative emotions in the fastest and most reliable way to eliminate negative emotions: immediately take responsibility every time something happens and triggers anger or negative reactions in any form. You quickly neutralize that feeling by saying you're responsible for this conversation. The law of substitution states that you can use a positive thought to replace a negative emotion. Since you can only focus on one thought at a time, when you proactively choose positive thinking, saying you are responsible, you eliminate other thoughts or emotions that enter. At that moment, we can't both have a sense of responsibility and lead, keeping us from being able to both take responsibility and experience negative emotions. When we can't take responsibility without being calm, clear, positive, and focused, when you still blame others for something you don't like, you're still in a crackpot mindset. You will continue to see yourself as small and always needing help, like a victim. So you will still blame others. Naturally, when you start taking responsibility for everything that happens to you, you transform yourself into a confident and no longer victimized person. Never complain, never explain. The hallmark of a true leader, a truly noble person, is to take full responsibility for the situation. It's hard to imagine a true leader being whiny and complaining instead of taking action when faced with a problem or difficulty. This reaction may be a feature of a superior character. You take responsibility for your life by determining in advance that you will not be sad or angry about something you cannot influence or change. For example, you won't get angry about the weather or get upset about circumstances beyond your control. Furthermore, you especially don't allow yourself to be angry and unhappy in the present because of past unpleasant experiences or situations. You say, what can't be changed must be endured. It's astonishing how many people are unhappy in the present because of an event in the past, even an event that occurred many years ago. Every time they think about that negative experience, they become angry and melancholic. The good news is that you can always stop thinking, discussing, and reliving the past. You let go and start thinking about your unlimited goals and future. As Helen Keller said, when you focus on the sunshine, the shadows fall behind. Self-discipline, autonomy, and self-control all begin with you tempering your emotions. You take responsibility for your emotions by assuming 100% responsibility for yourself and your reactions to everything that happens to you. You stop making excuses, complaining, blaming, or liking others for anything. Instead, you say, I am responsible, and you act. In Chapter 4, Self-Discipline and Goals, the ability to cultivate discipline, to set clear goals for yourself, then strive to achieve them, is paramount. Every day will ensure your success more than any other factor. You need goals to accomplish worthwhile things in life. You've probably heard the saying, you can't hit targets you can't see. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. As Groucho Marx said, you miss every opportunity you don't seize. Taking action and spending time deciding what you really want in each area of life can completely change your life. It seems that only 3% of adults write down their goals and plans, and the 3% group earns more money than the entire remaining 97%. Why? Well, The simplest answer is if you have clear goals and a plan to achieve them, then every day you are moving straight ahead on your goal path. Instead of being swayed by concerns and distractions, you increasingly focus on the straight path ahead from where you are to where you want to be. This is why goal-oriented individuals achieve more success than those without goals. The secret is that most people think they already have goals, but what they really have is hope and dreams. However, hope is not a strategy for success, and a dream is defined as a goal you don't put effort into achieving. Goals not written down and developed into plans are like bullets without gunpowder. Those pursuing these goals will live in uncertainty because they believe they already have goals, so they'll never have the high level of effort and discipline required in goal setting. Yet, this is the key skill for success: mastering life. Crystal writes that humans are purpose-driven creatures, the simple argument being that we live with purpose, so you feel happy and in control of your life only when you have a clear goal to strive towards. Every day, this also means the ability to become a lifelong goal setter is one of the skills you will always have to build on naturally. The homing pigeon is a special bird. They have an extraordinary instinct for finding their way home, no matter the distance or direction. This is the only creature on Earth with this ability besides humans. You also have this very special ability to find your way home, but with a difference: attention. Homing pigeons instinctively locate their nest accurately, then they can fly straight back to it. When humans set goals in their minds, they may start without any idea of the destination or how to achieve that goal, but somehow they will start moving accurately. Goals and objectives will begin to turn towards them. However, many are hesitant about setting goals. They say, "I want financial independence, but I don't know how to achieve it." As a result, they may not even succeed financially as a goal. The good news is that you don't need to know how to do that. You just need to know clearly what you want to achieve, and the mechanism to target your goal in your brain will lead you to the goal without getting lost. In Chapter 5, Self-Discipline and What Happens, perseverance is self-discipline using action. The ability to persevere in the face of every difficulty and temporary failure is essential for your success in life. Napoleon Hill once said, "Persistence to a person is like springs to steel. The main reason for success is perseverance. The main cause of failure is lack of perseverance and giving up too soon." There is a direct correlation between discipline and self-esteem. Every time you have the discipline to do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not, your self-esteem increases. That's why there's a direct correlation between self-esteem and discipline. Whenever you persevere and push yourself forward, even when you feel like giving up, your self-esteem rises. Every disciplined action will reinforce every other disciplined action, and every act of perseverance will reinforce every other act of perseverance. As you train yourself to persist time and time again, you will increasingly love and respect yourself more. You become stronger and more confident. Eventually, no one can stop you. The reward for perseverance is not just the task itself being completed or the expected reward. Your self-esteem will increase. You feel stronger and more in control of your life, especially in your career. When you make the effort, you're moving towards angels. The fundamental difference between winners and losers in life is very simple. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. You can increase your perseverance by having positive conversations with yourself. Say these words to yourself to prevent any hindrance before you start any task. Prepare yourself mentally by reminding yourself never to give up before you achieve anything worthwhile. In life, you must pass the test of adversity, often from one of the fast-paced tests that come to you without warning, suddenly. You have to face serious obstacles, encounter temporary failures, or even a complete disaster. When this happens, remind yourself that this is a test. This is when you show your courage. This is when you demonstrate to yourself and those around you the strength, character, and determination for success. Part 2. Self-discipline in business, sales, and finance. In this section, you will learn how to cultivate the necessary discipline to join the top 10% in your industry. You will learn about productivity, effective methods, and job outcomes. You will learn how to become one of the most respected individuals in your organization and industry. Mastering self-discipline and work may not have any aspects where self-discipline has a significant impact on your future. But in work, however, if you are like most people, from morning to all day, people and events around you will distract you from the most important things. However, by performing the most important tasks, you move forward and quickly advance in your career. Here's a question for a group of executives. What qualities will a person need to be promoted in your company? In this group, 85% agree that the most important qualities are the ability to prioritize and perform high-value tasks and the discipline to quickly and efficiently complete tasks. It sounds like these two qualities are more beneficial to your career than other abilities of a person. Diligence, discipline, and focus on work will help you persevere and accomplish more, earn higher salaries, and advance faster in your career than an average person. Separating related and unrelated matters, I mentioned the 80-20 principle in this book, and once again, it applies. Here, the entire 80% of the value you receive will come from the 20% of the tasks you perform. So your job is to identify the top 20% of tasks and then focus all your attention on completing them quickly and beautifully. The triple constraint helps you prioritize when coaching entrepreneurs, executives, and business owners. We guide them when implementing an exercise designed to double their performance, efficiency, and job outcomes within a year, sometimes even within 30 days. Very simply, here is the first method. Make a list of all the tasks you do in a week or a month, from the time you start working on Monday morning until the end of the week. Write down all the big and small tasks, including checking emails and answering phone calls. Then, review this list and ask yourself the following prescription question. If you could only do one thing on this list all day, which task or activity would bring the most value to your company? After you look at the list you made, the correct answer will become apparent to you. Whatever the answer is, circle it, and then ask the second question. Okay, if I could only do two things on this list all day, what would the second task or duty be? Look back at your list one more time and select the second most valuable task for your company. Finally, once again, ask the question, if I could only do three things on this list all day, what would the third task be? We call this the triple constraint rule. This rule states that there are three basic tasks. You do these to contribute 90% or more of the value to your company or organization. Your job is to identify these three key tasks, then apply self-discipline to execute them all day. All the other miscellaneous tasks are merely supportive, enjoyable, or unnecessary. These are the small things you habitually do unconsciously to avoid the big, difficult, and important tasks, the ones that can make a big difference in your work and career. 3 working methods during the week. Work time, the key to doubling productivity and work efficiency, and ultimately, your income. Working during working hours simply means when you work, work. Don't waste time. Don't procrastinate. Don't chat with colleagues or sit around leisurely drinking coffee. Don't read newspapers or browse the internet. In the morning when you arrive at the office, dive into work and work throughout the day. The biggest time wasters in the world are those who want to chat with you, distract you when you're late, and take away the time you should be spending on high-value tasks. When a time waster comes to you and says, "Do you have a minute to chat?" Respond with, "Yes, but not right now. Why don't we chat at lunchtime or after work? Until then, I have to finish this task. I have to get back to work." When you tell someone that you're in a hurry to get back to work, you have to complete the task assigned by your boss. They'll leave you alone. If you do this regularly, they will get used to leaving you alone, and instead, they will find someone else to waste time with. Keep yourself motivated and focused on work by inspiring yourself. From now on, your mantra will be, back to work, back to work, back to work. Whenever you find yourself late for an important task, start repeating those magical words to yourself, work, work, work. Take on more responsibility when catching up with work progress instead of relaxing. I'll go to the boss and say, everything is under control. I want to take on more responsibility. The formula for success when starting to work for a large company. I'm at the bottom rungs. Everyone has more seniority and a higher rank than me in the company. Although I just turned 30, I still don't know how to enter this race or what to do to rise to the top in the intense competition within the company. Somehow, I found a formula for success. It's very simple. Whenever the boss assigns a task, I do it right away, like a dog chasing after a thrown stick. I will immediately dive into the task, complete it, and quickly return to the boss with the originally completed portion of the task. He will laugh and tell me, I really didn't need this done so urgently, but thank you for completing it. To take on more responsibility, When catching up with work progress, instead of relaxing, I go to meet my boss and say, everything is on schedule. I want to take on more tasks. I want to receive more responsibilities. Those words have become my mantra. I want to take on more responsibility. Once again, imagine me, someone already busy with countless projects, asking roughly for more. To fill my plate, I'll think about what else I can assign to you every day, like a French braid. I go to see my boss at the end of the day and say, I've finished the task. I want to take on more responsibility. Gradually, he starts throwing me sticks. He'll assign me a small task to keep me busy, whatever it is. I'll immediately execute, complete it, and bring the results to him. Then I'll say, I've finished the task. Okay, I want to take on more responsibility. Within 6 months, he started seeing me as a reliable guy. Whenever there's something that needs to be done quickly, he bypasses everyone else and assigns the task to me. He knows that whatever he tells me to do, I'll quickly get it done. The hefty rewards from then on, I was increasingly given more responsibilities. Within a year, I was managing 3 departments in the company and had 42 employees under my command in 3 cities. Later, I found out that the boss paid me more than anyone he'd ever employed, and he did so based on results and benefits received. That's why whenever someone asks me how to achieve success in their career by truly striving, I give them the same advice. When given a task by a superior, execute it quickly and efficiently. Then, go to the boss and specialize in taking on more responsibilities. And when you get that, execute it quickly and efficiently until you're ready to become someone who always completes tasks quickly. This will help you advance in your career faster than any other reputation you can build. Chapter 9, Self-Discipline in Business. Most people will work in a business field or run their own business to achieve success in business. You must have a high level of discipline in every aspect of business activity, large and small. Without self-discipline and autonomy in business, no success can come to you. No activity requires more self-discipline than starting and operating a company. Success for our economy today, in the first law of economics, is scarcity. Nothing is enough for those who want it, especially never enough customers to sell everything you want to sell, never enough sales revenue to help you achieve all your financial goals, never enough profit to expand on your own terms, and most importantly, never enough talented people to collaborate and support you in achieving your business goals. The law of competition. If the first law of economics is scarcity, then the first law of business is competition. You must focus and have a high level of discipline to perform the necessary tasks to attract the scarce money of customers into purchasing your products or services. To ensure not only the survival but also the efficient operation of the company, you must compete with all other forms of consumer spending for the same amount of money you want to earn through selling your products. The first rule to succeed in business is that you must offer a product or service that people want, need, and are willing to pay the price they accept to get it. The price can compete with all other businesses that want to receive the same amount from customers. You must carefully evaluate your products and services to ensure they are suitable for the current market. This is the time when assumptions or incorrect conclusions can lead to business failure. The answer to this question is constantly changing because competition and customer tastes also change. Customers are always right. Every week, I talk to entrepreneurs who are dissatisfied with their population and profits. They assert that their products or services are excellent and that when consumed in much larger quantities, in each case, I must gently tell them that the only evidence that their products or services are truly attractive is that people are willing to buy them and then buy more, as well as invite their friends to buy them too. All 70% of your decisions in business are based on false premises. This is the average figure when starting a business. They start a new business, you might even be wrong more often. It is not uncommon for an entrepreneur to be wrong 90% of the time when starting their career. You must have a high level of self-discipline and excellent character to face the possibility that the assumptions and beliefs you trust the most may be wrong. Anyway, this discipline is essential. If you want to minimize thousands of losses and redirect your resources into providing customers with more of what they want, need, and are willing to accept, then today, all the rules of investing and starting a business require a high degree of optimism. You must believe in the future business operations of the company, as well as believe in your new products and services. You must be extremely confident in consumption to the point where you are willing to bear financial risks and invest many hours, weeks, or even years to achieve business goals. And you must do all of these things when there is no real guarantee that you will succeed. At the same time, you need to have the discipline to restrain your confidence to remain objective and realistic, because overconfidence in business can lead to mistakes in the win-loss money market and even bankruptcy. The goal of business is to satisfy customers. What is the goal of business? The goal of business is to create and retain customers in the most cost-effective way. Profit is not the goal of business. Profit is the result of creating and retaining an appropriate number of customers, those who bring integrated benefits after subtracting all costs. What is the accurate measure of the success of a group of businesses? The answer is customer satisfaction. All efforts and activities of your company must aim at the criterion: please the customer, satisfy the customer in a way that is better than any other competitor. What is the measure of customer satisfaction? The answer is the repeat purchase only when the customer buys your product again. Then you have demonstrated that you have fulfilled the promise to the customer when you invited them for the first time. The sale to a satisfied customer requires only 1/10 of the time and cost compared to the sale to a new customer. All successful businesses depend on doing business with existing customers to truly be a lesson that needs to be trained and practiced. What is the secret to long-term profitability? The answer is recommendation and referral. The basic question that helps determine the long-term success or failure of business is, with the experiences you have with us, do you recommend us to other customers or not? You can only survive and thrive when the majority of your customers are extremely satisfied with the product or service you provide, to the point where they will encourage friends and acquaintances to transact with you, because referrals from a satisfied customer make your sales easier by 15 times because of the sales call. Business based on referral is the key to unlocking your future. You need a high level of focus and discipline to develop and maintain customer care policies, make people buy from you, then buy more, and then refer you to their friends. The 10 commandments of selling, the most important factor in business is sales. Nothing happens until a sale is made. All factories, companies, offices, and enterprises shift into action only when someone somewhere conducts a sale with some target. Selling is one of the toughest professions in America, yet it is also the only profession that one can start with limited skills to achieve one of the highest incomes in the economy. The speed of sales is like driving on the Autobahn in Germany. There is no speed limit. You can go far and fast at your will by stepping on the accelerator of your ambition and determination to excel in the sales industry. Success or failure in business depends on you. Thousands of bankruptcies or defaults have been analyzed for many years to determine the reasons for their failures. After all the data has been sorted into research, nearly every business failure comes from one cause: low sales population. Conversely, whenever a successful company grows, earns profits, increases shareholder value, and provides more opportunities for more people, the reason lies in a high sales population factor. Everything else comes second. Most of your activities in business, whether increasing or decreasing sales, aspirations or agreements, or both attracting and retaining more customers or losing customers, all activities affect sales discipline in increasing sales population. Whether you are a salesperson or a business owner, you need self-discipline to focus on increasing the sales population from now on, every business day. A group of researchers interviewed hundreds of directors and business owners and asked, how important is sales and marketing to your company? There are no exceptions. All responded that sales and marketing are absolutely essential to the survival and growth of the company. The researchers then conducted a study of the activities of these business owners and senior executives by monitoring how they spent their time in a month. At the end of that time, they completed the calculations and determined that a business owner or director, those who declared that sales are absolutely essential to survival and development, only spent 11% of their time on sales and marketing. The remaining time was spent on meetings, work discussions, paperwork, management tasks, meetings, lunch, and many other activities that did not contribute to increasing the sales population. If you're a sales manager or a business owner, you must cultivate self-discipline to focus the majority of your time and attention on driving your sales team. Once the required population is achieved, you should allocate 75% of your time to working with sales personnel and accompanying them to meet clients to introduce products and make sales. Handle your paperwork either before or after work hours. During working hours, from the moment you can meet clients, Dedicate yourself entirely to increasing the sales population. Chapter 12 on self-discipline and money spending will help you find happiness. As you become an adult and earn or receive money, this automatic reaction continues. Your first thought is how you can use this money to be happy. The starting point for achieving financial stability is having the self-discipline to adjust your attitude towards money. You need to tap into your subconscious and touch the ground every second, linking spending money with happiness. Then reconnect the thread of joy to the thread of saving and investing. From that moment, instead of saying, I feel happy when spending money, you will say, I feel happy when saving money to reinforce a change in mindset. Open a financial freedom account at the bank. This is an account where you will deposit money long-term. Once your money is deposited into this account, you resolve never to use it for anything other than achieving financial freedom. If you want to save money to buy a boat, 2 cars, open another account specifically for that purpose. Your financial freedom account is untouchable. You never touch it. Moving that money to invest to earn you higher returns, linking joy to saving. When you start saving this way, something magical happens within you. You begin to feel happy having money in the bank, even when you open an account. Just $100 in it makes you feel more independent and empowered. You feel happier about yourself, as the action of disciplining yourself to save money will make you feel stronger and more in control of your destiny. Every time there's extra money, deposit it into your financial account. Eventually, your financial freedom account will start to thrive. Then, as it grows, you'll activate the law of attraction and the law of accumulation, because the amount in your account triggers emotions. By your own thoughts and feelings, it will create a magnetic energy field to attract more money. If you save $10 a month for a year, you'll be amazed to find that with the money you add to that account, you'll surely have more than $200 instead of just $120. If you save $100 a month, you're sure to have $2,000, the law of accumulation. If every great achievement is the accumulation of many small achievements, the law of attraction will attract into your life things in harmony with your dominant thoughts. Thanks to these laws, your financial freedom account will begin to grow with compound interest exponentially. The more money you have in your account, the more energy it generates, and the more money is attracted into your life. You've heard it said that you need money to make money. This is true. As you begin to save and accumulate money, the universe starts attracting more and more money to you so that you can save and accumulate. All those who regularly practice the principle of saving are completely amazed at how quickly their financial luck changes for the better. But once you adjust your attitude toward money, the rule to financial stability is paying yourself first. Most people save whatever is left after deducting monthly expenses. If they have any left over, the secret is to pay yourself first above all else with every dollar you receive. A lifelong truth about saving is that if you save 10% of your income from the time you receive your first paycheck until retirement, you will achieve financial stability, if not wealth. However, financial advisors today recommend saving 15 to 20% of your income to achieve financial independence goals. Anything less puts you at risk of being short on money in old age. When we suggest to people that they need to start saving 10% of their income, they shake their heads. Today, people live, spend what they earn. They don't go back to anything bad. People are also drowning in debt. The idea of saving 10% of income without punching someone in the face seems impossible. But there's a solution to this problem. Starting today, save 1% of your income and learn to live with the remaining 99%. This is an amount you can handle. This is a number you can remember. You just need a little self-discipline and a little delay in satisfaction to save 1% each month. You earn $3,000 a month, 1% is $30 a month, or just $1 a day. Every day, go home and put your daily savings into the box. Once a month, take that accumulated savings to the bank and deposit it into your financial freedom account. This may seem like a small start, but remember that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Before you know it, you will comfortably live on 99% of your income. Then increase your savings rate to 2% of your monthly income. Then you will adjust your lifestyle to fit 98%. Not long after, this will become a habit. You will find that living on 98% of your income is natural and easy. From month to month, increase your savings rate by 1%. By the end of the year, you will surely save 10% of your income. Then, another memorable thing will begin to happen. Your expenses will gradually decrease as you become aware of saving money and move towards financial independence. You will become wiser and more thoughtful about every expense. You will find yourself spending less and eventually paying off debts. Yes, from month to month, the old 13 rules of self-discipline and time management probably have no aspect of life where self-discipline is as important as in managing your time. Time management is a core part of determining the quality of your life. As Peter Docter said, you can't manage time, you can only manage yourself. Time management is managing life, managed from self-management, not time or circumstances. Time is something that will self-deplete. We cannot reclaim it. Time is irreplaceable. Nothing can substitute for it. Time is irreversible. Once it has passed or been wasted, you will never get it back. Ultimately, time is the most essential element in achieving any accomplishment. For every achievement, every outcome, every success, time is required. You cannot save time. The truth is, you cannot save time. You can only change how you use it. You can only allocate the use of time from low-value areas to higher-valued areas. This is the secret to success, and it also requires self-discipline and time management. Time management is the ability to select a sequence of events by applying disciplined thinking to the issue of time. You can choose what to do first, what to do next, and what needs to be done. And you are always free to choose. You need a high degree of self-discipline to overcome procrastination and hesitation. Without it, most people on the road to success flounder. A Native American once told me, procrastination is a thief of dreams. The rule of the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, states that 20% of what you do produces 80% of what you achieve. This means that 80% of what you do only produces 20% of the value or less of what you achieve. The core of time management is that you must have self-discipline to reach clear goals and then stick to those goals. You must consciously choose and focus on the most important and valuable task to be done at any given time. Then train yourself to focus on that task with discipline. Maintaining focus. The law of efficiency dictates that you will never have enough time to do everything, but there will always be enough time to do the most important things. Below are questions you ask yourself to keep yourself focused and prioritize the most important tasks, activities, and responsibilities. Firstly, why am I being paid? What specific tasks am I here to perform? What results am I expected to produce? You must answer these questions clearly. Discuss with others or ask your boss. Or do I need to achieve significant results in which area of all the tasks I do? What is the most important result that I am expected to achieve in my position? And which of my activities brings the highest value in all the things I do? Which work contributes the most value to the company and to myself? What work can only I do, and once done well, will make a difference? Currently, how to use time most valuable to me? Starting today, you should apply the key principles in time management to all areas of life. Apply to work, family, health, diet, exercise, decision-making, and financial activities. No excuses. You need a high level of discipline to set priorities and then follow up on those priorities. You must continually practice discipline and willpower to overcome the habit of procrastination that most people face. However, the more self-discipline you have to use your time effectively, the happier you will feel, and the better your quality of life will improve in every aspect. Part 3. Self-discipline and the beauty of life. The ultimate goal in life is to live happily. No one else can do this for you. Publishing this personal desire is the motivation behind every action. Furthermore, happiness is richer in emotions and spirit than having material possessions. In this section, you will understand how applying discipline to the most important aspects of life can bring you more joy and satisfaction than any other quality. Self-discipline and happiness. The ability to achieve happiness for yourself is the true measure of success in your life. Nothing is more important than that. Nothing can replace it. If you have all material possessions but cannot be happy, then you have truly failed to realize your full potential in life. You are truly happy only when you have self-discipline, autonomy, and self-control. Only when you feel in control of yourself can you truly be content for the reason to be happy. The gap between the current situation and the conditions or circumstances that you feel you need to be happy will determine whether you are happy or not. This is a matter of your own assessment and decision-making. There is a saying, success is getting what you want, happiness is wanting what you have. When your income and lifestyle match your goals and expectations, and you are satisfied with your situation, then you will feel happy. On the other hand, if for some reason your current circumstances differ from what you truly desire and expect, then you will not be satisfied and also not happy. This satisfaction can change constantly when new. Starting a $50,000 a year income business may be a great achievement, but once you have achieved that goal, you start to feel unhappy. Yeah, you're not making $100,000 or more. Some people are not satisfied even when making millions of dollars a year. The interesting thing about happiness is that it is not a goal you can aim for. Achieving happiness is a byproduct that appears when you wholeheartedly pursue something that you truly enjoy, with the company of those you love and respect. Ingredients for happiness, health, and energy. Perhaps this is the most important factor in a beautiful life. Throughout our lives, we strive for it. Only when you truly enjoy abundant health and a continuous flow of energy can you truly feel happy. In many cases, health is an overlooked need, meaning you don't think much about your health until you lack it. For example, you don't think about teeth until you have a toothache. You don't think about your body until you're somewhere on it or in good relationships. According to Austin, 85% of your happiness or unhappiness comes from your relationships with others. Humans are social animals. We are designed to operate in society, work, and live with others. At a certain stage in life, in order to truly be happy, you must be fully engaged in your life, doing things that make you active and fulfilled. If you're working to make a living, you have to do work that you love, do it well, and be paid well for it. Financial stability. Some of the greatest fears we experience are fear of loss, failure, and poverty. We fear scarcity, not having money, and depending on others. One of the responsibilities you have to yourself is to strive for financial independence and freedom throughout your life. The happiest people are those who no longer worry about money. This is not something you can sit back and wait for. It requires purposeful action and high self-discipline. In comprehensive development, it is the feeling that you are becoming everything you are capable of becoming. This feeling arises when you feel increasingly aware of your true potential, self-discipline, and health. People today are living longer and better than ever before in human history. Oh, your goal is to become one of them. There is no area where practicing self-discipline is more important than with your health. Your number one goal is to live as long and as healthy as possible. This requires lifelong mental discipline in habits related to health. Being healthy is one of the components of overall happiness. 7 key health habits. The Alameda study conducted on thousands of individuals over more than 20 years has concluded that the following 7 health-promoting habits contribute significantly to longevity. 1. Eating regularly instead of skipping meals or overeating. Opt for smaller, more frequent meals, ideally 5 or 6 times a day. 2. Having a consistent bedtime and avoiding excessive late-night eating or drinking, which can lead to fatigue. Eating moderately before bedtime will help you feel healthier and more refreshed. 3. Avoiding snacking between meals. 4. Regular physical exercise, ideally around 30 minutes a day or 200 minutes a week. This can be achieved through walking, jogging, swimming, and/or using exercise equipment. 5. Before the age of 35, the leading cause of premature death is traffic accidents. 6. Avoiding smoking. 7. Consuming alcohol in moderation. In each of these aspects, when you practice self-discipline and have the willpower to resist the temptation of taking the easy path, you will feel happier about yourself, your confidence, and your aspirations. Then, by persevering through any difficulties and obstacles, you will feel stronger and your self-esteem and confidence will increase. And as you progress step by step towards your ideals, you will truly feel happiness.